Okay, so we played 4-color Reanimator. We played Abzan Reanimator. Today, we're going to kick it with some Mardu Reanimator. And then Monday or Tuesday, we're going to try Esper Reanimator. We're just going to try the entire black-white smorgasbord of Unburial Rites things. So we've got a smattering of different Praetors here. In addition to Elesh and Jin, we're trying out a couple of Sheoldred in this build. We've got Looting, Merchant of the Veil, and Thrilling Discovery to get fatties from our hand into the discard pile. And then we've got Ashiok Dreamrender here as a way to kind of turbo mill through our deck. And then Ox gives us a way to escape cards that we're bidding into here, but also discard our hand to get things into there. We've also got a cheeky Lyra here with a Baneslayer in the board. I think this card's decent against the aggressive decks. Another thing to like bring back with something like Sheoldred. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how the Mardu variation of Reanimator feels today. Splitting Ashiok and the 5-mana Liliana worth a try? I have no idea. I literally haven't played a game. So I'm going to play some games with this how we have, and if we feel like we want to make changes, maybe we can make some changes. Okay, so we'll get Merchant, the Unburial Rites at end of turn here, and then untap and Elesh Norn them. Speaking of Helix being everywhere from our previous deck. Do y'all still see me? OBS doesn't say that I've dropped any frames. Yes, you do. Okay. Got it. Good. Arena problem, not a me internet problem. Decide Million, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hey, thanks for the brand new Prime support, Midnight. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Like Arena's having some more issues here. I don't know. This is definitely a little bit peak late stage capitalism, but to a degree, my break where I spent time playing other non-Magic games made me appreciate Magic and their software a little bit more, because there's like this idea that like there's this place where good software exists feels strange, because touching lots of other companies' software, they all have lots of different issues in various ways. And I feel like Magic players like to make it out like we have the monopoly on software that's not good, and that really couldn't be further from the truth. Hey, well, welcome to a live one, Midnight. I appreciate the prime. Wouldn't be able to do this as a gig without folks like you. I just clipped you saying you appreciate Magic software. I'm making an NFT of it. God bless. Yeah, Elesh Norn's screech is very otherworldly. They did a good job with that soundbite. You have a way to get rid of Elesh. Some of these builds have Brazen Borrower. They also could have like Lightning Axe plus Pillar of Flame. Their video labeled, I'm playing in the historic event for dummies. There is a very thick block of text on the event page that says rules. So if you check out the rules text on the event page, and then if you're once you get joined in the Discord server, there is a support channel in the Discord server for any specific questions you might have. So if you have I'm reading this thing and don't understand the details, it's a good place to ask about the details. Fuck, thanks to 26 months, welcome back. There's a description, where it says description, there's a rules clicker. You can click on rules. Ashiok doing what Ashiok does best, exiling their graveyard and drawing us into an Unburial Rites here. It's a Praetor party chat and everyone's invited. Ooh, they found Lightning Axe, chat. New to live stream, is there a way to see the schedule / queue of decks? Yep, you type ! Q in chat, you'll get a link to my website. Phoenix is coming back here too. Do I have time? Do I have time to Unburial Rites Sheoldred? I don't know that I do. I have a second Elesh Norn in the bin. Yeah, I probably do because they hit Ashiok. Let's try it. Definitely the fun play. Both plays killed Phoenix, so. Yep, you're getting us Wheel Life for about an hour and a half. I guess we could theoretically die this turn if they have a decent spin, huh? This line is dead to 2 burn spells. How? Can you explain? So they go like burn spell with the Sprite Dragon. We're dead to 2 burn spells, sure. But they didn't have the Sprite Dragon when I made my decision. So like, if they don't have the Sprite Dragon, if they didn't have the Sprite Dragon, they would have Phoenix, Stormwing Entity, and they'd have 4 would put me to 11. And then a Storming Entity would be a 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, it would have been needed 3 burn spells or a Sprite Dragon. Like, you're right, if they go like Shock Pillar here or Shock or whatever, we die, but we didn't know that this was coming. A lot of these decks only play 2 copies of Lightning Axe in their main deck. Pretty unfortunate they had both copies there to start. Yes, yeah, if they would have pillared our face there, we would have died. We're just dead, right? I guess I could hit a Helix here. We could like land in another Helix. Does that do it? So I Helix, I go to 7, they still have Faithless Lootings. We're just dead. Thanks for the 2 months, Conscript. Welcome back. Hey, Fox, thanks for 26 months. Morning, good morning. Couple Angers, couple of Vanishing Verses, Baneslayer Angel. I think this comes in even though they have Lightning Axe. I think we're just supposed to try and overload that effect. It's unfortunate. That was a pretty strong start for us too. Just kind of got picked apart. Yeah, you have to be currently subscribed to the channel to play in the opens, Foxkilla. So leaving people who had subbed previously with mod swords is like a courtesy so they can continue chatting because they've been a part of the community before. And mostly that's a courtesy in case someone's financial situation changes and they can't afford to support anymore but still want to chat. The sub only chat is mostly to keep the obnoxious people out. The threshold of people who are willing to pay $5 to say something obnoxious in chat is pretty low. I mean, you had Amazon Prime Midnight. You didn't even have to spend money to join the chat. Spend Jeff Bezos dollars. Make sure, even if you don't do it here, make sure you use it somewhere every month. Take a couple of bucks from Mr. Bezos and send them to someone else. Trickle down that economy, chat. Thank you to the anonymous subgifter. I think I'm waiting on this. I don't really have anything I want to bin at the moment. Honestly, I might just loot away the merchant tier. It doesn't seem particularly exciting. Thanks for the tree fitting, Div. What about the threshold of people willing to pay you $3.50 to make you say something obnoxious? You're at the top of that threshold. Narset coming in against us is interesting. I think I want to Helix her rather than play Ashiok this turn to stop them from drawing another card.
I was not prepared for this.
Now we give timeouts for free, Fuji Blaze. I want you to feel. I don't want you to feel like you gotta pay for those. Hey, Mr. Fornicious, thanks for dropping your Bezo bucks off here this month. Appreciate the support. I'm gonna play the untapped land here in case I like hard cast a Hasty Phoenix and I want a Vanishing Verse. Capitalism for deck submission, socialism for the timeout. And they say the perfect system doesn't exist. Thanks for the tip, Logan. Duh, Bears. I grew up in the Chicagoland area. I heard that a lot growing up. Yeah, they redid a number of the Planeswalker voices when they added new copies of them. So they added 5-mana Ashiok. They redid all the Ashiok voice lines. And when they added 4-mana Teferi, they redid all of Teferi's voice lines. Yeah, Ashiok casually sitting here making Fabled Passage off is great. Alright, I'm gonna shock this into play around Spell Pierce. Oh, yeah. Oh, they have a negate, chat. Do you use other Chicago Southside isms like couple to tree? That's a Southside thing? Hey, thanks for the 32 months, Biffed. They have Lightning Axe and a Pillar of Flame again, chat. And this even lets them kill my Ashiok here too. Morning, Mike. And they have another 1-mana spell, so I can't anger this. Well, I'm not happy about it, but it's the line. Yeah, Todd. They had 2 lightning axes game 1.
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time.
Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure they have negate based on their fetch land from earlier, so I probably want to make them negate now so it doesn't work towards the Phoenix. I mean, we reanimated Elesh Norn in the first game, and she also wasn't good enough. Elesh would have died to the exact same thing Sheoldred died to this game.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 1 land off of hardcasting Elesh. J-Man! Thanks for the tier 2. I appreciate the 19 months. I'm not happy about this, but it's the line. It's how I felt about virtually every financial decision in my adult life. Big mood. Come on, untapped land. All right. I think I'm supposed to cycle this. I think we have a lot of lands in our deck, and I just shouldn't do this in the dark. Yeah, honestly, this card, we talk about different cards that have made Jeskai good, but this card has made not only Jeskai but also the Phoenix deck super good. And this card's running over Modern as well, right? That card, I'm gonna double check before I make this as a definitive statement, but I'm pretty sure the blue-red prowess deck in Modern features that card. Are they playing it? Yeah, the blue-red Phoenix deck that is just everywhere. Yeah, it clears brainstorms too. Is Velocimist better? Well, I'd like the record to reflect that every time our reanimation creature hasn't been good enough in this matchup, it's because it's died to Lightning Axe plus something else, and Velocomist just dies to Lightning Axe. So, yeah. Now, Unburial Rites here as a draw means that they gotta kill this plus power their way through 2 of these, which isn't impossible given the size of their hand, but we'll see. Alright, so... I think we start by attacking Narset. Do we Unburial Rites to kill the Stormwing entity? I think the answer is yes. What a nice set of legendaries, chat. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that one for later. Some nice Norns. Again, for people that aren't familiar with that, the picking a legendary to keep is a state-based action, and these killing the opponent's thing with 2/2/2s is also a state-based action. So all of that happens simultaneously, and their thing dies for having -1 toughness, and you pick an Elesh Norn to get rid of. They kind of team up to kill the opponent. Yes, yeah. If you're a Reanimator player playing Elesh Norn, there's a very important thing to know. The second Elesh Norn basically gives you a one-sided wrath. Game's gonna close out pretty quick here if they can't take her off the table. They gotta take her off the table plus have something to answer this. Okay, she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. I have a preferred Reanimator deck yet. I've liked Frights the most so far of all the ones I've played, but I also haven't played this one a ton yet, right? We're only in what, the first or second match? The on-screen chat overlay. Oh, did it not fix that? It's not intentional. I thought I fixed that. Yeah, they do have a negate here, unfortunately. Well, we'll see if we can survive another turn. That was a good one. Alright, it claims to have saved my settings. Let's see if that still shows up. Joe Snake, thanks for the third of the year. I appreciate that. Patron Headshots, thanks for the half a year. Yeah. Yeah, not having a way like Thragtusk to gain life has felt bad so far. It looks like it's no longer showing the bot. I might have had too many disabled chatters on there. I mean, the Phoenix deck is good explicitly because it has recursive threats, is what we saw the power of there. Like, Elesh comes down and controls the board, but if you can kill it after the fact, like, it doesn't leave a lot behind. Thanks for the heads up. I missed that it wasn't properly filtering that. I do appreciate it. I'm ditching the extra looting here, because in the event that they play Narset next turn, that's not great for us. It's also a reason to keep the Helix. If they play Narset and downtick, we want to be able to Helix her.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality are lost.
Oh, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning.
Meditate and prepare.
What's my smoothie of choice? I recently had Smoothie King again for the first time since the pandemic started. Smoothie King is delicious, chat. Strawberry peanut butter. They have a great strawberry peanut butter smoothie. My masterpiece. I'm just not convinced that playing Stitcher Supplier is good, J-Dubs. If I'm being completely honest. Hey, fair's fair. You kill my walker, I'm killing yours.
You'll have much to learn.
And the next turn, we can Thoughtseize plus Ashiok. He says before getting Teferied. Ooh, no Teferi's good for us. I mean, do you just, like, not have good peanut butter where you're from, Arctivist? Peanut butter's great. It's delicious. Look at that Ashiok drew 2 cards, chat. You know, looking at how this game is playing out, I'm actually not sure that reanimating Jin-Gitaxias is actually a good plan. Because, like, are we gonna deck ourselves if we reanimate a Jin-Gitaxias, chat? Smoothie King is on the expensive side. Like a 32-ounce smoothie's like 10 bucks. But it's also technically enough calories to be a meal replacement. Zira, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. I'm actually not too particular about which type of peanut butter, but Jif as a brand is definitely my favorite. What is that in civilized measurement? In civilized measurements. Crack that fetch in a response. What if I mill your basic? Premier Crunchy. I'm not too super particular. They're both good. Hang on, what's the best Mardu colored thing we can reanimate for the control matchup? Because the more I see these games play out, the less convinced I am that what's it called is the right solution. Yeah, is it just Ulamog? Why can't I activate my Ashiok? What am I missing? I already did? No, I just attacked. Oh, they cast Lightning Helix, chat. They cast Lightning Helix on my ass. So this is a visual bug. This isn't actually here. It's gone. It was killed while we were disconnected. Yeah, honestly, Ulamog kind of sounds like gas, right? Because, like, we have Ashiok that can mill them anyways. I'm gonna put some Ulamogs in my deck. I don't care about this match. Put some Ulamogs in here. That sounds great. Merchant's been really reasonable. I've liked Merchant so far. You should call my Merchant a waste of space. You're a waste of space. Let's do that. In fact, Merchant's kind of nice against all of these Narset decks because it's instant speed. You can haggle with Merchant while Narset's in play and not feel bad about it. When I run out of deck queue submissions, I eventually intend to play every deck list that's on my website that doesn't have a video, yes. It's hard to tell exactly what that timeline is. I'm also offering a discount if someone wants to get a deck that's on my site played sooner. I will take submissions for decks on my site for $25 that are lacking a video. They'll allow capitalism to speed it up, as opposed to the normal 50. There's 2 or 3 things up there that are still missing deck videos at this point. I think Tempered Steel and Arcanist are the 2 that are missing videos. Maybe one of the meme decks is too. Yeah, playing suck. We got a Faithless Looting, so YOLO. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. Skill game. Zatalpa's a different indestructible threat. I like the axis of Ulamog decking them. Yes, there is a Banned Angels video up there. Why'd the party bus die? Because they banned Agent of Treachery. I'm kind of glad we queued into Just Guy Control again here so we can try the Ulamog plan. Excited to see if that feels real or not. They fetch Second Mountain. Oh, they're not Control. They're the Velocimist deck. Yeah. Which means my Helixes aren't good. Although, Sheoldred's kind of a funny card against them, huh? Because they go to take an extra turn and then they have to sack the dragon. I've heard you refer to the Freights. Yeah, that's 4-color Reanimator, Penguin. Well, they didn't have it last turn. Does Ashiok shut off Indomitable Will? It does not. The exile cards from the top, they don't search. Do we kill the dwarf here? I mean, I can wait till they try and target it. So if they go to the target, the dwarf will helix it in response. I don't really care if they deal damage to Ashiok here. Do I care? Maybe I care. I do have 2 helixes. Alright, I've decided I care. Getting my hand empty has value for Ox. Alright, not a Shark Typhoon, fist bump. Where are Unburial Rites? Not the top half of our deck. Yes, you definitely can Solomon one. That was the other one I was thinking of. I knew it was one of the meme decks. You know, maybe I'm supposed to shock that in there in case I draw another Helix. Eight. This makes it harder for them to have creature tokens in play. They can still make an artifact token. It also makes it hard for them to take enough turns to kill us. And it lets Helix. Maybe I should have kept the land last turn. Oh, it means it can't cast. Wow, our reanimate cards are actually like really good in this matchup, huh? They just can't take turns. That's a banger. That's great. I didn't even think about that part. I was like, oh, it can take turns, but they're not a big deal. It just can't take turns. It can't Mizzix Mastery. It can't Time Warp. That's great. Baneslayer Angel and Lyra are actually kind of funny here, right? Because, like, they just block the dragon. Probably an Ulamog out matchup. Sheoldred and Elesh both seem much better here in terms of targets. I mean, protection from dragons doesn't matter here. These are 5/5s with first strike. So they beat it regardless. The Helixes kill their tokens in response to targeting. So probably worth keeping. Hey, Frenzied Maid, thanks for the 40 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'll trim one of these. JD Hurd, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Is this good enough? Like, I have Faithless Looting, and I have a land, but like, the question I gotta ask myself is like, if I hit lands with this hand, is it even good? And I think the answer to that question is no, right? Like, Looting and Merchant of the Veil are like all card disadvantage. I don't really have anything I actively want to put into the bin at the moment. I think we mulligan that. Hey, Lee, thanks for the tip. To get like Neoform in the queue, I assume. Dashboard up here. Oh, there's no comment. Lee Core, can you let me know in chat? Is that for what that one's for? Yes. Okay, perfect. Yes, the new overlay is fantastic. Really, really, really good. Okay. Alright, Ashiok, K-Look, and Distraction. You hear that, chat? Ashiok thinks I'm a snack. The Pug Snacks crossover? Yeah, something like that. I assume they're just sitting on a bunch of counterspells at this point, which probably makes winning from here difficult. Epilogue of Fear. Okay, do the Neoform deck on Monday. I can hold it till next Monday. So remember, tomorrow I'm not doing any viewer decks. We have the open. So I believe the queue in terms of what's being played when is full until Tuesday or Wednesday at this point. Always a bit of a backlog when new cards get released. There's extra submissions. Might just die to a 4/4 ticket turns here. following Monday would be good. Yeah, I can write that down. It'll be Monday the 7th. I assume it just doesn't matter here. Whatever I'm casting is getting countered. Well, they could have a way to kill this too, like kill or bounce it. Perilous Voyage, yeah. Got to see a little bit of what their interaction looks like here. It's good to know. I don't think I'm changing how I sideboarded. I'm relatively content. Okay, that's nice. Get looting on one here. Duress plus second looting, and some more lootings after that. You get some looting, and you get some looting. Everybody does looting. Well, I mean... Come on, Arena. Come on, Arena. I hope whatever these server issues are get sorted for tomorrow. It'd be real awkward if we had a bunch of delays and stuff. The last open had a bunch of waiting for server issues on it. We still have 2 of them, Dr. Mister, and I had a discard spell. So like they're gonna need like a lot of whatever to punch through it. Oh, is this just gonna be stuck here now? This is what happened with the Ashiok the last time Arena disconnected. It just like left the Ashiok on the battlefield. So we just like permanently have Faithless Looting here on the right side now. I mean, I haven't even been live for 2 hours yet. So no, I haven't restarted yet today, but also like, I shouldn't have needed to. For the follow, Rumbling Ice and Direk. Good morning. I mean, I'm sure if I restarted the client, it would get rid of this card on the right side of the screen. Find out if this is a spell or not. Morning, Rizzo. Alright, sure. With another looting in the bin, I'm gonna go ahead and ditch the Savai Triome here. Keep the untapped land. Ooh, that's nice. we just jam Lyra now, or do we get Ashiok going? It's close. Probably get Ashiok going, right? Because finding an Elesh has such high upside. I guess I have to leave the stack out here, because otherwise you can't see the cards when they get cast. I mean, to be fair, this Faithless Looting is more like a work of art than a magic card, so like, having it up here on the side of the screen for you to look at makes a lot of sense. Alright, so we got 4 more looks at an Elesh or a Sheoldred this turn. We're 23 cards into our deck without any copies of those. Alright, is the stop on my upkeep because my opponent has a stop? Or is the stop on my upkeep because the client has disconnected? You be the judge. We'll never know. Okay, so they drew Magma Opus, and these aren't actually in play anymore. They're phantom treasures that were spent to cast this Opus. Oh, wait! Wait, my Faithless Looting artwork disappeared. The Faithless Looting artwork disappeared, but now we have phantom treasures. Got it. Big Stinkalicious. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Listen, chat, every subscription you make to this channel, I will donate an extra bag of pellets to the hamsters that power the Magic Arena servers. For the remainder of the day. Every new sub, I will donate 1 bag of pellets to keep the server hamsters fed. Where can I donate myself? Oh, E, thanks for the sub gift. Good morning, good morning. All right, one more bag of pellets for the pile. Morning, Troopin. Thanks for the gifty. The hamsters shall be fed. All right, did they find a creativity? They did, yep. Am I dead yet? I only need 1 extra turn spell to kill us here. Magma Opus is effectively lethal, right? Put us to 2, and then even if we put Elesh into play next turn, it's not good enough. Yeah. Close game. The opponent had a window. We were 1 turn off of getting ourselves set up, and the opponent drew Magma Opus for the turn and then tempoed us off the lands. If we would have been able to cast spells the turn they Magma Opus to us. We would have been in a very reasonable position. We would have been able to make it so the Velocamist couldn't find him in 6 mastery. They've taken a lot less damage. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You're up to 61 registered. Yeah, I'm interested to see. It might also Like, you know, it is Memorial Day weekend in the United States, which is a holiday weekend. There's a good chance there's less people interested. Summer Magic tournaments often do worse than in paper. Summer Magic tournaments would often be less popular than ones in the spring and the fall and the winter, because people want to be outside instead of playing things inside. I'm an avid YouTube viewer since the Hex days. I finally had the privilege to subscribe. Thanks for all the content created over the years. Hey, Hex. Oh, Hex. I'm glad Magic has a pretty digital client now. Not perfect, but at least pretty. Or Hex. Always wonder what would have ended up with, where Hex would have ended up at if they hadn't been hamstrung by a lawsuit and Kickstarter promises. Whatever happened to that? They finally turned their servers off at the end of last year. Like December, I think the servers finally shut off. Hey, Tumart, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Lawsuit. Wizards. Hex was sued by Wizards of the Coast early on because Wizards viewed them as a threat. Remember, chat, if you can't innovate, litigate. And that's to be, and not to defend big, giant, greedy capitalistic corporations, but like Wizards is like far from the only company that does shit like that, right? Like lawsuits like that in terms of games and tech and stuff happen all the time. But like, just to highlight how tedious and silly patents often are. At one point, Wizards of the Coast, I kid you not, had a patent on cards being turned to the right in a card game. So like when Hex existed, their cards, that's why if you look at a lot of other card games, it's not even just Hex, their cards when they get used explicitly turn to the left or flip upside down based on their rules adaptation. Because that was something Wizards explicitly had legal grasp on. That's pretty silly. Yes, it's very silly. I think we're gonna die. I think if we would have hit our third and fourth land on time, we would have been okay here, but... yeah, the patent lawsuits are, the patent system is like fundamentally broken in many ways. All right, so Vanishing Verse, probably rip apart, cutting these Thoughtseizes, extra Baneslayer, Ulamog's not very good, Anger sounds great. They don't need the grind from Ox. Seems pretty clean. Drew 4 extra cards. We missed our third land drop, actually. Actually. Man, it's a shame this hand doesn't have a looting or a way to mill. Can I keep this? It has Helix and Anger. Can I keep this? They're a Thoughtseize deck, like... Maybe they'll Thoughtseize an Elesh Norn first, chat. Do you think they'll be a pal and do that? Oh, they saw the line, chat. Can't believe they saw the line. I'm gonna go ahead and do this to make sure they can't play a 4/4 this turn. Truly a thrilling discovery, chat. Maybe because I drew this, I'm supposed to just leave that and take a hit, and then plan to kill it with Elesh the following turn. Could be correct. Because, like, now, if they have, like, a Doomblade or something, they get to kill Elesh and she doesn't kill anything. Goodbye, graveyard. Alright, so we're done here. Got it. What engaging and stimulating games of Magic the Gathering, chat. Did you feel the intellectual prowess between both players as one of them missed land drops and died? This is why I mostly play Magic as a best of 3 game. Cause, like, hopefully we'll have a decent game 3 here where, like, we both get to cast spells. There's enough non-games that usually you get at least one decent one in best of 3. Sometimes you get multiple, but usually at least one. Cause it's a sneaper keeper, Elesh gonna find you, eat your stuff, do do do, be do 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 do, do 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 do. This is the part where they play Soul Guide Lantern and I curl up in a little ball and cry, right? Just a scrap heap, eh? Thrilling here. It might be wrong. Finding Anger makes it oh so, right? Damn it, Bobby. Well, shit. This is my 2-3. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It would be illegal for them to soul guide after you sang Elesh Norn's theme song like that. Good, I agree. Big agree. Come, my lady, come, my lady. She's my honey pie, sugar, baby. My lady. I'm just passing here because if they like Doomblade, bring back Scrap Heap Scrounger, I want to block the Scrap Heap Scrounger. I don't think I want to go to 3 here. Goodbye, friend. Bye-bye, friends. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known, should have known, should have known again. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Alright, and even if they peel a removal spell for Elesh at this point, the 5th land means these angels will just, like, put him away. Coffees for closers, chat. And Baneslayer would like to get herself a cup of joe. Vanishing Verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Just a little baby demon, chat. Some upbeat. Historic anthology's been great. Easily the best historic anthology we've had. To the follow, Electric Titan, welcome to the channel. Chat! These cards could be anything, even more lands. Wait a turn. They're an aggro deck. I don't really want to shock to Faithless Looting. This is Czar. Thanks for the follow. Good morning. I've got huge tracts of land. I don't think I'm inclined to keep Helix against turn 1 World Tree. Show me your secrets. Alright, well, I'll take their 1 card that isn't just something that puts lands into play. Speaking of huge tracks, chat, our opponent is like, it's ready for it. Anyway, we might gas this for 5 mana this game, depending on what our next couple of draws look like. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though, like, with all these ramp spells, my opponent's deck is probably built to be, like, 60+% mana. My deck is not built to be 60+% mana. Oh, they're just linearing out Ultimatum. Sure. I'm gonna do this and then hope to draw untapped land and play Ox next turn. Just casual at 12, opponents never attacked us. Takes 11 mana, right? Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. Or technically almost there, huh? Ashiok's a main deck 8 card for their combo, chat. That's just good deck building. It's just good deck building. Listen, having been on the other side of this before, this is just like one of the worst experiences you could have in a non-rotating format where like your deck's doing this kind of sweet thing and like you queue into the opponent who has like the anti-your deck card in their main deck for some stupid reason. I have to exile my Ulamog here, but I think it's worth it. Ashiok's a better choice. Yeah, something like that. We do have chains again. It's lovely. Speaking of Golos, by the way, for the context chill, if you're a Golos fan like my opponent, be sure to check out the Tireless Pilgrim versus the Multiverse shirt here on GoalEssenceApparel.com. Use code Hoaglandia to save 10% on your sweet magic themed shirts there. So they can activate this and get 3 cards off the top. But, these cards don't really do anything, right? Read. Good chat, good chat. Oh, it recasts Golos! Wow, what a tilter. That's busted, chat. It recasts Golos? I wasn't prepared for the Golos recast. That's hilarious. I was expecting, like, you know, just a 5/5 that I could, like, use Elesh to make smaller. It's actually kind of scary. Okay, so like, they only have 32 cards in their deck. What if I just get Ulamog? And like, hope they can't kill me? I think that's the play, right? Sphinx kills Ashiok here, so they're gonna get to unlock. They're gonna get to unlock search effects. Gross. Okay, so they get to time warp, and then they get to glass pull, mimic, time warp, and then I'm dead, right? Because they have 2 extra turns. That's unfortunate. Hey, Midnight Slayer, thanks for the half year. Welcome back. Steady Div, you playing in the open tomorrow. It's a little unfortunate. We're a little bit too slow on the uptake there. Yeah, we had a sweet hate bear, but it was not good enough. Yeah, the question in my mind, like, looking at the opponent's deck, is, like, our deck is kind of slow, right? So, like, how does the opponent's deck keep up against something like Gruul, or play through the disruption against something like Jeskai Control, right? Like, their deck just, like, played a bunch of ramp spells and didn't actually have that much threat density, right? Their only interactive card they played that game was a sweeper, right? A 4-mana sweeper. Yeah, there's a reason since Ultimatum's fallen off the face of the earth. Vanishing Verse does not exile Golos. Golos doesn't have a color. the best Reanimator deck so far. I've liked the 4-color build the best, I think. I think this is my least favorite of the things we've played in terms of Reanimator. Alright, well, Narset's definitely gotta go. Well, so it depends on your build, Enya. That's why I'm talking about the details of this list. I agree with you that Sultai Ultimatum can probably be built to beat Control, but like, look at what this list my opponent is playing is doing, right? They're just playing a bunch of ramp spells, they're not playing Disruption. So like, combo Control could definitely be built to play through counter spells, but what we've seen out of them so far is just like trying to linear into the Ultimatum, which doesn't seem particularly fast. Maybe I'm just supposed to Merchant the Rites and put the Elesh into play right away. I guess it's not even great against Extinction Event though, right? Yeah, if you're not using Untapped James for your stream, James, you should change. It's much better than Cardboard Live and Deckmaster. If you're still using Deckmaster, that one hasn't been updated in a while, I don't believe. Yeah, I was kind of meh on this. I feel like the one big takeaway and the thing that was different in this build compared to the two builds we'd played previously was this build notably wasn't playing Mana Dorks and it didn't have access to Grizzly Salvage, right? And I feel like those two dynamics felt a little bit different. Now, so far we've had two kind of mediocre decks today. We played a Tarka Red before this, and it felt pretty bad. And then this was just okay. Yeah, I actually don't think you need both salvage and looting. The Abzan deck we played yesterday felt pretty reasonable with just salvage in it. But of the three Reanimator builds we've played so far, this one definitely felt the least good. And honestly, like not having access to something like shifting Ceratops out of the sideboard. A nice access to fight control on with the Abzan build we played yesterday. This build just like doesn't really have great, like Ulamog's like fine, I guess, but it's just not the same as shifting Ceratops. I mean, your 15 match sample size is bad and you should feel bad bringing it up. Like, so again, like in my opinion, as someone who understands statistics, an appropriate answer to Jeff, why is this necessary? When I ask you, why is this good or bad? Your answer should never be, well, I did well with it on the ladder. Well, I did poorly with it. It top 8 at a tournament. It did poorly in this tournament. Like, those aren't measures that are statistically significant sample sizes to make a compelling case. You're basically just making an appeal to authority by trying to make a case like that, and your case isn't good. Like, describe the details of like these things went wrong or these problems don't seem solvable, etc. Like talk about the details. Don't just give me stats that are insignificant in size. Giving me stats of an insignificant size isn't a compelling case.